I don't like this.
The more experienced player sees all these dimensions that the amateur doesn't see. The amateur sees the weapons, the headshots, the vague idea of where to go, at bad guy versus good guy. Okay, this is a flashbang. Oh, that's why I can't see. But that's it. Like the very, very obvious elements of the game. I'm slouching again, I think. So it didn't work. The thing didn't work. It didn't let you have permission to do it. I'll have to work with it later. I'll do it. If you can help me out later, do this. I'll see if I can fix it. I only had my own account to test it. And I should have made a test account that didn't have permissions. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll make another account that doesn't have permissions to test it.
The Rattling's got aim for me. Flank him. Praise Sigmar. The Rattling's dead. Sigmar wants us to rid this town of murder.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move the camera, I guess. It might be a little too high. I was trying to move the camera to have less encouragement to slouch. But the kind of slouch I was doing yesterday is I was leaning to one side. So this is kind of unfortunate because it can come from a lot of places. Ooh, and this is bad too.
That's another sneaker dead. Ammunition here. I found aid. Through this door.
Ogre trigger. No? Really? Here. No. Still not.
At the door. Come on.
Keeping my door alive, my early warning system. Recall it made a difference last game. Okay, so one of the things I was saying was wrong with Vermintide is the loot system so incentivizes winning every game if you want to make progression that players don't push themselves very much.
More potions.
Like, oh, well, why would I want to do that when if I do this, I can win and, you know, get the thing. Because people organize their game around what progression means to them. And the most obvious form of progression is right in your face is loot progression. And the way to maximize that is to do the same thing over and over again and never change. As soon as you find something that wins. Just the most efficient way of rolling the dice. And I think a lot of people will actually continue to do the same thing until they burn out, as opposed to moving on to something else, even when they recognize they're not having fun anymore.
One less stinking gas rat.
So one of the things I've been thinking about is what I've managed to do, I think,
Down we go.
is transform, in some ways, Vermintide from a game into like a game puzzle hybrid. There's an ogre trigger right ahead. It's been a while since the ogre, so if I'm playing to win, I would just chill here for a second. I've never used this spot anyways, that's kind of cool. The ogre trigger's there, and if I get the ogre horde there, it's over because there's nowhere to go. Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas about leadership and followership, one of which is I've not been a very good follower in a while. Grim and I had a pretty extensive talk about that, too.
Mind that reachy, grabby one.
I mean, it's kind of dull right here, but this weapon is literally so bad against Ogre Horde with nowhere to kite. I mean, almost every weapon is. It's one of the hardest spikes in the game. No, neither of us are good followers at all. That was the problem. We both had very conflicting ideas of what right looks like, and neither of us were capable, willing or capable, to take second chair, right? I got a lot of ideas. We definitely should talk about it.
This assassin's dead. Watch for others.
Okay, so one of the annoying things about trying to min-max this game is, for win percent with solo, is if you're trying to time your hordes, they have a huge range. So obviously I had enough time there to kill a horde. Look how spaced they are, by the way. See these guys? What's that asshole over there doing? He's just chilling. That's why you can't get value out of two members. I would have to like wade into them. But then it's dangerous because one or two gets behind you. If you take a hit, it's not worth the trade. I'm almost certainly.
This one.
Ogre trigger?
Hook rat. You got the hook rat. Where are those rat bastards gone?
Well, obviously, first of all, a good leader. Well, I think we should do this in a forum where we have other people to chat about with. So,
Look at this.
I haven't officially announced this yet, but I might as well do it now. I am planning on starting a reoccurring segment where I invite other people to come talk with me about specific topics. So one of the topics I want to talk about right now is progression. Leadership's a topic I want to talk about. Fun is a topic I want to talk about. Strategy. Owning your own fun is a topic I want to talk about. So we still have 2 really awful ogres, I think. So, yeah, leadership to me is not being raid leader, right? It doesn't have to. And it doesn't have to be just one person is the leader. So leadership has to do with who is the person who... You have to coordinate, right? That means some people have to, in some ways, set where we're going to go, and other people have to respond. You do not need people to explicitly set directions. No one has to say, go this way. Your positioning alone dictates almost... So for in a pub, and I think most instances, what am I aiming at? Your positioning is the most important element in your leadership. So let's say we're in a horde situation, and we're all holding... let me go to this ogre trigger first. Hopefully we beat this timer.
Dwarf brew. Nothing better.
Wow, that was an early horde. I should have waited. Part of my body was saying, no, this is too risky. I guess I should have listened. So what was I saying? So, for example, let's say that holding here is the safer spot to hold. And this isn't a great wall scoop, but typically it's a pretty decent spot.
One more dead ratling.
But one person decides, I'm going to play like this. Even though by playing up here, you've exposed yourself to a whole nother angle of special spawns up there. Whereas if you play back slightly, you don't have that angle. This is the superior location. If one person plays forward, everybody else has a choice. Play with exactly as bad a positioning as that person, as aggressive, as risky as a positioning as that guy is, or do nothing. What am I aiming at? I don't know what I'm aiming at today. So one of my mantras is the positioning of the team is as good as the positioning as the worst. The positioning of the team is the positioning of the worst player on the team, or the worst positioning player on the team. So even if you have someone who's quote-unquote the leader, as long as somebody else is going to play aggressively and play bad position, what am I aiming at? That's the positioning everyone has to play. Or you're playing a 3-man game. Waiting 1 second for this guy, so I don't have to do both at the same time.
The gunner's dead.
Okay, my aim is a little bit more
Who's there?
Help me steer the wise this direction.
So we're gonna try to play aggressive in this scene, because trying to move has not been working. Can't be the same one twice, so we'll switch sides to maximize percentages.
That's the vow.
Triple bomb. I should be more aggressive with my bomb here. I push super hard in Onslaught too. It's a question of how you push, and when you push, and where you move. There's a lot of micro decisions that go into it. So, I think in a lot of ways, good followership is much harder than good leadership. Because good followership, you have to recognize what everyone else is doing. I mean, good leadership, you pay attention to what everyone else is doing too. But it's very tough to, like, synthesize what everyone else is doing and respond. I should pay a little more attention this wave. Fortunately, Regrowth will save us. We'll drink this.
I wish you were.
We had the bomb. There were 3 bombs.
Ranald's joy.
Hopefully we can make it across. Also make it halfway across. Do it next time.
It's right there.
I also think that words are really important, but words are like, they're symbols, right? They point to something. They don't explain the thing in and of itself. So we could be literally talking about the same thing using the same words, meaning the same thing, or meaning different things, so it becomes difficult. Like, what do we mean by we mean aggressive? It's not very tightly defined. Let's go back to the wall. No, with a one-hander, I definitely would have gone across there. We're going to have to do a whole extra word because of this. Because the way these events work is they start spawning again when X amount of stuff is left, right? So with a one-hander, you just book it when you're almost done. That's cool.
Can you see? It's right there.
Ow.
I'm taking damage.
Come along, we haven't got all day.
It's a little too narrow in there. Maybe this side feels better. So aggressive can mean
Protect the flanks.
what I think of when I think of aggressive, which is really pushing pace and deciding to not clear stuff now to get to a better position in front. Or aggressive can mean aggressively running at every single rat to clear absolutely everything before you move on. And we could both be using the same word, but the heuristic is very, very different. In other words, the decision-making rule is very different, and the implications are very different. My decision-making rule when I mean aggressive is very different than what Grim usually means by it. His is very traditional, right? It's very traditional Vermintide. Stay and slay, that's one phase, and then, you know, slay on the go. Very traditional.
This one.
I don't slay and slay that much with one-handers.
Sigmar's teeth. What was that?
We're gonna hide here, I think. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa.
killed the
Nice KB. Sorry, I got a cough.
Medical supplies here.
I getting. That's going on. Did we do anything fun for Christmas? Go anywhere unusual? Slouching for sure. Alright, well, I'll mess with that next time. I think my cursing's been better, though. Could be because I'm so wiped. I wonder if I can chill here. Okay, start aiming at me, aim at me, aim at me, come on.
What a homecoming this turned out to be.
Look, there's so much trash in front of me, like space constraints, that I get hyperdensity. That is the hallmark of a space you're going to get hyperdensity. It's either right where they come out, or where they have to funnel to get to you. I conceive of hyperdensity as a competition between long-range pathfinding and short-range, like, SOT system. They have to get close enough to you, and then the game has to notice that they're close to you. We'll just double tap him. Whoa, or I'll fail.
This isn't good.
Or I'll fail twice. I was definitely not feeling this much yesterday.
I'll play the rattling. Keep focused. Stay in the game.
I'm in my head too much right now. I'm not in flow. I'm thinking too much.
Let's head downwards.
Really? Okay. What am I doing? I know better than that. I feel like the other side is way more common than this side. Is that true?
Skaven slaver.
Where?
The hook rat's dead and gone. Tull's breath, stay sharp. Keep your fighting heads on. They're playing us.
So this is what I'm talking about. This weapon doesn't have great base. That was 7 clan rats. It took quite a while to get through them.
We got the hook rat. This is the door.
Oh yeah, I definitely see myself slouching again, even though the screen's up higher. Oops.
Look, a warrior rat. Stinky rat hole, rodent peasant.
So the farther out the range is, the easier it is to headshot with this weapon.
Ammunition. Look, Shalier's gifts. Medical supplies.
Should have looked harder for a speed pot.
Skaven tunnel. Let's get to work.
I thought so. So I wasn't far enough forward to the ambience just all respawned anyways. I want to try something new.
Hello? You there yet? Good. Are you there yet? Excellent. Time for your side of the bar. I'll send you the explosives. You get them into place before they... Well, they're timed, so just do it quickly.
Well, you're learning to play the way he plays, right? Around the way he plays.
What a homecoming this turned out to be. Just saw a backstabber. Not so lively now, assassin.
What am I aiming at? I'm trying to look for the storm assassin. I thought I heard a third.
Filthy rattling gunners. We need to take that gunner out fast. One more dead rattling.
Okay, so we have to restart.
Stand clear.
This thing is a fuse as short as my old grand. Make way! That one's taken care of.
Damn it. Really? Leaning. Ah, I knew it.
Taking damage.
Fine. I'll bring Keep your fighting heads on. They're playing. That was fast. Signal's teeth. What was that? This assassin's dead. What's wrong?
I'm gonna go make it.
Keep on it! Move! This can blow at any moment! Stay out of its sights!
Oh no, I didn't reload.
I'll train the rattling! Strangle a rat! Strangler's dead!
I wonder if I can make it halfway.
One more to do it!
Based on my experience from last time.
Oh, teeth! Thing's gonna blow soon!
Fine work. The keystone's yours, but for all that's ancient, do not lose it.
There we go. Okay. Okay, thank God. Using damage numbers. Faux show. That was hard. That was so fucking hard. So the big thing for me was I had to stop, like... Every time before when I had an assassin, the answer was, where should I reposition to? Like, which way should I go to linearize the fight and give myself the most possible space versus assassin? But that's not the case anymore, because you can't run with this. I was trying to use Swift Slang to, like, ghetto in haste, like, get movement so I could do that when the assassin hit, but it was too inconsistent. So I had to instead learn to start asking myself, what can I do to just stand still and respond effectively? So one, normal regrowth on this sword means I print my own health, right? To a degree. So I can afford to trade hits for space when the assassin hits. 2, I can push the assassin out of the air, and I need to rely on that more. And 3, the quick switch into fire is a big thing. So a swing for space, quick switch fire on the assassin or Packmaster. I mean, obviously my aim's not what it should be today, but it was still effective. 26 specials. GG.